This, my friends, is the Autozom Az1. Very rare gull-wing K-Sport vehicle. Why do I say K-Sport? Because this vehicle follows the regulation in Japan where it has to be in a specific size and a specific engine size too, to circumvent paying less taxes and everything. But back in the 90s, this Autozom Az1, along with the Honda Beat down there and the Suzuki Cappuccino, those are what you call the K-Sports era. Actually, right now, there's still some K-Sports like the Suzuki Alto's Turbo or Alto RS, whatever, and the Honda S660. Too bad they're not here. The S660 is not here. But with this very unique K-Sport car, is originally designed as a Suzuki, but Suzuki later on decided to build the Cappuccino instead. But they also Suzuki also distributed a rebadged version of this called the Suzuki Kara, almost at the same time as this, but that car is rare, like almost as rare as the Mazda Speed version of this. And let me show you the literature right here. And then, as you can see, it has that nice Kenwood sound system right here. And it's street legal here in the US because it's already past the 25-year import limit. And just a side story, when I saw this car for the first time at Rent JDM, I'll put their channel on top of this video. They're not supposed to let me sit on a Az1, but one of the owners told me that I can. So I tried to sit in this car, and I don't fit. Yeah, actually I fit, but not comfortably. I have to take off this this sunscreen right here, and I can close this. Sure, it's narrow, that's not a problem. The problem is for me is that pedal room is too small. I have to drive this car, if ever I get to drive this car, barefooted or without any shoes. Just like how I drove the Lotus Exige, I have to take off my shoes before driving it. But ergonomically, sure, it's tight for me. I'm 6'3", but I just love the concept of the Suzuki Kara and this Az1. It has that Vogue Racing, Vogue Emotion, whatever, JDM, yo. And yeah, as you can see, the inside is pretty simple, pretty straight, laid out right there, very 90s and everything. Two-seater, the spare tire, usually there's a cover down there, and then you got some spots for you to put your luggage, since this has no for you to put any. You have to pack light. I mean, there's no room in the front. This is all engine at the back, although it's a mid-engine, but I don't know, I haven't seen this open, but I'll put a picture on top of this to see what's the luggage space on this, or the engine bay. But yeah, this Az1 or the Suzuki Kara is basically a toy car. It's more of a toy because you can't even get fast food in case if you go to a dual drive-through, there's a building in the middle, you can take the left side so you can grab your food. You can't, because you can fit a cheeseburger through this window, just to tell you honestly. But yeah, This is one of the most iconic Japanese cars ever made. Even though it's a 660cc turbo engine, it's all over in video games right now. And yeah, not many people can fit in here. And this is how it looks like when the doors are down. So there you go. It has matching wheels. Yeah, the Vogue Racing right there. So yeah, there's a sunshade right there that can be taken off. Because the AZ1 that I sat on doesn't even have this sunshade. But I closed it. My hair kind of scruffles to the glass here a little bit. Very nice. Too bad the badge is kind of faded already. But yeah, the Mazda Autozom Az1 or Suzuki Kara. On to the next car. There is a certain charm about turbo Saabs, and this is, I think, one of those models that certain car guys really drool after. This is the 900 turbo. Front wheel drive, yet very discreet looking. I think this is the European model too. Doesn't have those ugly bumpers. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's a US model for all I care. Oh no, it's a US model. Because I think, I don't know. I'm not sure. Whatever. Yeah, this is the 900 turbo. As you can see, look at those look at those tires sticking out, the wheel combo. This car is, what is this? Torque steer monster at some degree back in the day. It has that notorious turbo lag and everything. And that's the charm of Saabs back in the day. Just take your arm off because of its torque steer. Some extra gauges right there and some stereo CD player. Very nice. And also I like this. The E46 M3 has this feature, but it's powered. This one is manual. And here's the blurb. Let me get rid of the glare. It's also a 16 valve. And this is the hatchback model. They came with a coupe too. I prefer this one though, personally. And you don't see this every day this cleaned. Nope. Especially GM got rid of Saab. I hope someone can revive this car company, but unlikely nowadays. Very nice. Yup. Wow, Belmo leather. Nice. Oh, Elmo. Not that Elmo, but Elmo. Nice. There you go. It's the Saab 900 turbo. Iconic in its own right. Normie car guys won't get this, but I do. Some car guys do. And because of that, I respect this car. So, yep. 900 turbo. Styling can be subjective on this vehicle, but to be honest, I like the way this car looks. This is the Alfa Romero Sz, or Sport Zagato they call it. It's one of those rare Alfa Romeros that Zagato in Milan designed for Alfa Romero, and it's just crazy. And here's the blurb right there, and it's very, very iconic Alfa Romero. Actually, it can be it's not designed to be a 2+2, but there's some room for you to make it a 2+2. But I think this is a strictly 2-seater. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. And it has that Benetton steering wheel and shift knob. And there's some special instructions down there on how to drive it. Alrighty, there you go. Some people, they call this car ugly, but I don't think so. I like the way it looks, especially coming out from grade school towards high school, seeing this car in magazines. And I used to have a couple of die-cast cars of this before, and it's just pretty unique, very unorthodox sports Zagato. It kind of looks like it from this angle. It looks like a very heavily modified CRX because it's a hatchback. I think it's a hatchback. Is it? No, it's not a hatchback. It's a coupe. I think this hatches up or pops open like that. But I just like the way they smoke those taillights. It really blends in with the car. Also, it has rear fog lights. Man, for what it is, Zagato really did themselves well, in my opinion. Some car guys won't agree with me on it, but I do. I like this car. So there you go. The Alfa Romero Sports Zagato. Sa mga kababayan ko dyan, to all my Filipino friends like out there, this is the real Honda Beat. Not the scooter, not the 110cc scooter. I call that Beat because the Beat, the way they spell the Beat on that scooter, is B, capital B, with a small e, then a T. So I call it Beat, not Beat. This is the real Honda Beat K Sports back in the 90s. This is one of the first years of this car, since this is a 91 model. And this one has the alloys. Usually most Honda Beat models have steelies, and this one has the optional tonneau cover. And I think there's a compartment right here between the engine, the top, and the tail. And let me show you the blurb. Pause it if you want to read it. And this is one of my favorite K Sports ever made. This is where they put the spare tire over here, and they tried to meld the concept of riding a motorcycle in a two-seater car. This car precedes the S2000. So some of the elements that you see the S2000 was taken from this K Sport Roadster. For example, the center console is similar to the S2000 too. The e-brake is away from the shifter, just like the S2000. Then, the seat design is almost similar to the S2000. And just like the Cappuccino and the Suzuki Cara over there, or the AZ1, they're all 660cc, mid-engine, 3-cylinder, with less than 65 horsepower. But unlike those Suzukis, like the Cappuccino, the Cara, also known as AZ1, this is a high revving 3-cylinder engine. As you can see right here, let me kneel down here. It goes over 8,000. So this thing really buzzes out. Can really rev forever. And this one has an optional power windows too. And it has that tacky 90s aftermarket steering wheel right there. And also, the gauge pod inspires from the CBR motorcycles. The rev is in the middle, the speed on the side, and then some essential, the idiot lights and fuel and temp gauge on the left side. Such a shame that they didn't export the cars like these back in the day. I think Honda was a little too afraid to put this on the market, especially in Europe, in the US. But this works in Europe, in Southeast Asia, because look at the size of this thing. It's like my shoe. Of all the case sports I've tried to fit in, this is the only one that I haven't sat on. I sat on in the Cappuccino, and I sat on the Cara AZ1. But this is the only case sport that I haven't sat on. I think I will fit in this, because I fit in the Cappuccino really well. Not sure about this, but I'm gonna hold my judgment on that. Yup, this is the Honda Beat, and I think this is power retractable mirror, and this is the back of it. See, the Japanese and the US license plates are so similar, just the bolt pattern is a little bit more different. They just put one bolt right there just because, so you don't damage the other side. Yeah. If sa mga Pilipino out there, you will never let me call that scooter Honda Beat. This, to me, is the Honda Beat, not that Beat scooter. I'm not saying the Beat scooter is bad, but you guys keep calling it the Honda Beat. This is the Honda Beat. I just want to clarify that if you Filipinos, sa mga Pilipino na gusto i-correct ako na yung scooter tawag nyo Honda Beat. No. I call it Beat and I will keep it that way. This for me is the Honda Beat. Capish? Okay na? Alright. Bye-bye.